All right. We're talking about branding. We're talking about marketing. And they are different. We'll get into that in a second. But with the branding and the authentic piece of it, tell me about, one, for you, when you're looking at your social media, when you're looking at building your brand and you're doing these pieces, why are you so quick to make jokes? Why are you so quick to be the one to like, I love it particularly when you're like, hey, this is what you shouldn't do because it makes you look like this, and you're like the one like facing the camera, chin up, and like doing all the things. You're the before picture in a lot of your stuff, and I love that.
Because who wants to be the before picture?
Right. But like, why is that so important to your brand?
Well, because I think that shows a little bit of personality, right? And if you go to my website, you'll see me in like, nicer clothes. But if you come to the studio with me for your session, you're probably going to see me in leggings or shorts or whatever, because right now it's so hot in my studio. But I want to be able to show both of those.
Right.
And I definitely use I don't know, I guess my brand is all over my website. I'm my most professional me, I guess. But my personality is on social media. And when you definitely look the worst, that's going to be the post that goes viral.
Right, yeah.
1,000%.
It's never the one. I saw this on someone that was like, I spent so much time on this video and it got 300 views, and this one I did in 15 seconds and it's viral.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's what my TikTok is. The one where my hair is like sticking up all over the place and whatever. It is what it is. But that's the one that like keeps me getting followers. People view it all the time. It was the one that I did in 15 seconds, and it was probably the one that was most authentically me. It was a one take.
Well, and I think through the brand piece as well, if you, let's take this back to, sorry, realtors. If you have a very, very professional, let's say you're in a 3-piece suit in your headshot, and you show up to every single showing, and you're looking like Adam Sandler, people are going to question what's going on.
Yeah.
Because you don't look like your brand.
Well, because they probably hired the suit guy.
Right.
That's
they
what
went
they were
to you for a
attracted
reason,
to.
and that's part of what brand is. But the brand is also that emotional aspect of it. Of, okay, he's in a 3-piece suit. He probably knows what he's talking about. He can help us through any of the issues. And I'm not saying Adam Sandler can't, but when you roll up somewhere and you see Adam Sandler and you were expecting James Bond, it is not the same situation.
Well, and I think that goes back to what we were saying before. Being authentically you is what gets people to even see you on, I mean, it's definitely social media, but like on your website and things like that. Being authentic to yourself is what creates your brand. Therefore, people are attracted to you. So if your brand is actually different than you will struggle.
Right, yeah. I mean, unless you're really good at acting all the time, which kudos.
That's exhausting.
Some people have that, and that's great. To kind of talk back to the ChatGPT, the AI aspect, and in this as well, I have heard from others of, well, I only work from home. I work from a computer. I don't really need branding photos or need any marketing photos because it's just me at a computer. And so a lot of what I see from them may be AI.
Oh, gosh.
And why is it, even if you are the one sitting behind a computer, why is it still important to show you? Show your hands at the computer. Show you on the phone versus, hey, this is this AI-generated person on the computer.
Well, I think it's just because, I mean, it's just you. Do people actually do that?
Yes.
Oh, you mean like AI headshots and stuff? Or
Not just AI, but like all of their marketing materials are AI-generated instead of... And
with people and...
With people, and I'm not even necessarily talking about Canva because, look, we all need other graphics. It's not always about me. I mean, even some of your marketing, it's not like it's just a picture. It might be a picture on something. But I mean, when everything is fully AI generated...
Oh my gosh, it's like, is this a human?
Right, yes.
Yeah.
That's always my perspective too, because I see it and it makes me. We're in a world where every year the police department has to 3 or 4 times make posts and say this is a scam. If you've got everyone thinking and looking over their shoulder at what might be a scam, if even for a moment someone questions, is that real? You've lost credibility. You've lost that piece. That's why I think even looking at your branding and your marketing, you need to be you. You need to have those pictures. You need to think about that. For you, when you're setting up one of those sessions, what are the things you're thinking about kind of going into it on, here's my shot list?
For a session of somebody.
So you went and you did Renew, Restore, and when you were there working on that and building their shot list, what was that mindset? What goes through your mindset as a photographer building a shot list, making sure you've got the marketing aspect down?
Well, she has different services. So, of course, we wanted to like highlight every service. But the thing that rings true with every business, not just hers. So, yes, we highlighted her services. But we also go through the journey of what it looks like as a customer. So who do you see at the front desk? Who do you go to pay your bill? Who do you who's going to shake your hand? What does it look like in the waiting room? So that people aren't shocked when they walk into a space. So we just went through the customer journey. Like, can you expect to fill out paperwork? So, let's take a picture of people doing paperwork when they get there. Each step, what do we need to photograph? Because I know we've said this before too, people don't read.
No.
They do not read. And I don't even know, I'm actually struggling with something like that right now, but I don't even know that they sometimes take the time to watch a video. I'm struggling with directions to my studio because, and if you hear this, if I have 10 people up to my studio for headshots, 8 of those people call me and say, hey, I'm here, but I can't find it. The detailed directions that I send, I had a woman come up last week and she said, oh my gosh, your directions were so fantastic. It led me straight here. And I was like,
Thank you.
I said, what could I do differently? And she was like, nothing. It was perfect. But I know it's a me problem because it's like so many people have trouble, but I like don't know how to address that. But anyway, right. But we just focus on the journey of the customer. It's not necessarily highlighting the people that you are highlighting the people that work there and what they do,
right.
But from a customer's eye. So sometimes it's good if I don't know. I'm like, wait, what is that? Would that be what I would do next? Because sometimes you can't take yourself out of knowing what happens and you think everybody else knows it too and they don't.
Yes. Thank you for saying that because that is kind of my callback to you may be working from home on a computer, on a phone all the time. People need to know what you look like when you're working. They need to understand that because it is a situation, and I think in photography we probably run into this pretty often, where people are questioning what they are spending their money towards, and they want to know. And sometimes it is like, yes, I may charge, I'm going to throw out a number. I'm going to pretend I charge $1,000 an hour for our photography sessions. If you want to pay that, hit me up. But people might see that and go, we're only there for an hour. What's that worth? Not thinking, great, you're there for that hour. What about the editing time?
Yeah.
What about the time that you're taking to actually get stuff out and cull through and all of that? Like, there are so many things that happen behind the scenes that sometimes we need to explain it. Sometimes we need our marketing to explain it for us and our branding to explain it for us, because at a certain point, if I charged $1,000 an hour, I'm not going to be for everyone. Honestly, at that point, I'm not going to be for most people. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I think the other part is being okay with not being for everybody.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the number one step of mindset when people are doing business. They think they can be for everybody, and they can't, and thank goodness.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Who's got time for that?
I know, right. But I do think we were kind of talking about people on doing video and things like that on social media, and how some people could see something that would make them just die laughing and they immediately get your humor. And that might be a turnoff for somebody else. But again, thank goodness, because that just means you don't have to work with that person who doesn't get your humor.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, no, they're not going to hear this, so I'm going to say it. My wife had a wedding client reach out to her at one point, and the first call was phenomenal. It was like, oh, I really like these people. And then the mother got involved, and it became, oh, well, I want this specific. I want this specific. And she dropped them as a client because it was like, no, you're not appreciating or respecting the boundaries that happen between a professional and there. And that is also okay. Like the lower cost of a client, more often than not, they are not going to treat you like a professional. That is not always the case. Everyone's got a budget. Everyone starts somewhere. I'm not saying that like just because someone can't afford something that they're going to be a bad client. But I mean, when someone is trying to nickel and dime you down constantly, they're not respecting the fact that you're that professional and you know what you're doing. And they're not going to be a good client for you.
Yeah.
You don't need the money that badly. Ooh.
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
And I think that that's, with anything, that's okay. Because, there's no less than 1 trillion real estate agents in the area, and they all have different personalities. And some may be looking for this like mama bear to help them do things, and they may love that. So if that is your personality, like let it shine. And somebody else, like we were talking about the Gen Z folks, may be looking for a certain kind of person to help them, like their age. Embrace it. It's okay. Those people will find you and they'll be attracted to you. You just have to be who you are, but be where they are as well.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's going back to the social media platform pieces. Like, not many people, especially when it's just you, can be on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Alignable, Christiansburg, For You page. I don't even know. That's a made up one. But like, you can't be everywhere at once. You need to pick the ones that you can like do and do well, because it's better to be on 2 platforms and have consistency than it is to be on all of them. And the last update was March of 2024.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, for me, I think based on the fact, like the chamber, we have constant contact. When we go to schedule things, it can go to LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram all at one time. So why would we not be on all 3 when we can knock out? Is it always the best thing? No, because with constant contact, when I go to schedule something, I can't tag anybody. Even if I put the tag in the backside, and then constant contact even shows like it's tagged, when it makes it to the platform, it doesn't. So, like, you have to manage some of those, and sometimes schedulers are the answer. Sometimes they're not the answer. I know even Facebook and Instagram actually limit your reach when you're using a scheduler versus you post it directly in the app, which I hate you, Meta.
I know, right?
He's not going to hear this. But, like, those are some of the intricacies. But at the end of the day, I still think it comes back to that authenticity, being yourself. All right. Kind of last thing to hit. We've talked a lot about the branding. We've talked some about the marketing as well. Why is branding and marketing not the same thing?
Okay.
Because I think so many people hear those words and they're interchangeable in their mind. And we talked about this some at the Lunch and Learn and a little bit on the last podcast. But, like, branding, marketing, advertising, public relations, all of them are different facets that do all work alongside one another.
But they're different.
Not the same thing.
Yeah. So, okay. I probably need to have like a something that I say for sure about this, but to keep it off the top of my head and like bare minimum. Branding is who you are, like what you put out there, who you are, what you do. Marketing is talking to people in creative ways to let them know a little bit more about who you are as a person. It's more personal brand. And I know that's kind of different for businesses, but it's still the same, because people may be working with like a brand, a business, say, a heating and air business. Like they may be working with that brand of whatever it is, but what's really going to keep them coming back are the people. And so getting your people out there and marketing with your people is probably more effective. But your brand is, heating and air, keeping you cool in a bajillion degree summer, or whatever.
Right.
So I don't know. What is your definition?
I mean, I think similar to me. To me, the brand is what you think about and what you feel.
It's your one line thing.
Huh?
Your one liner.
Right.
Like what you do and
Right. Like the brand is the Golden Arches. The brand is
everybody thought of McDonald's.
right. Like the marketing is, hey, come get our burger.
Yeah. The marketing is the people that come there.
Right. Yeah. Marketing is telling somebody about it. Branding is them what they feel about it, what they know about it. It's that intangible part of this is what is here and what is.
Yeah. So maybe branding is who you are and marketing is how you make people feel.
I think if I'm going to put this for you, the brand of Kristina Rose Photography, a lot of people, when they mention your name, they understand it. They've seen your work. They've got that piece. That doesn't mean that you don't still have to tell people about you. And I think that's the difference. And sometimes as people go, and that's why it's more the corporate, but there are branding managers and marketing managers that will both work for the same company. The marketing department will create all of the things going out, and the branding manager will come back and make sure that all of it actually resembles who they are as a company. It's that culture aspect. And advertising and marketing aren't always the same thing either. I mean, it is also interlined, but it is not interchangeable. And I think that's the tough part is like you can get branding photos, and yes, some of those branding photos can be used for marketing, but they are not all marketing material. Like
yeah, for sure.
I think about my parents just bought a lawn care business in Georgia. And if you live in Georgia, hire them, I guess, but I don't think anybody listening there. But when we were sitting down and looking at stuff with them, my dad has no idea any of this world. He's not come from that. And so I started telling them, look, you've got to think about some of the stuff that you want to have for your flyers, those pieces, because it's not the same thing that you're going to have on your website. It's not the same thing that you're going to post on social media. There is so much of it because you can just post a picture on social media and that doesn't say what you are, what you do, what you want from people. Mm-hmm. It's the caption.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could go post a picture of the chamber front office on social media right now.
Nobody would like that post.
Going to know. You're right. Everybody's going to be like, okay. And like that's, so that to me, that's the brand is that building. It is that piece. The marketing is then adding to it and saying, hey, we have 700 members. We represent businesses of all sizes, shapes, and we are here to provide resources, education, and networking opportunities. The brand is the fact that when you get here, you are going to have people that are going to work with you and collaborate with you to make that the best for you.
You know what else I think that people do a lot is when they are struggling with their marketing, they change their brand. They say, oh, we're struggling with our getting clients or whatever, AKA marketing. So we probably just need to change our logo, or we probably just need to do whatever. And then in that case, like I am particularly thinking about a very large area thing here that has rebranded multiple times, but the culture and the marketing is just not there.
Right.
So I also think changing your brand does not then mean marketing it's going to get you more clients. That's a perfect example. Like if you get a new logo, if you still don't market that new logo,
right,
it's not going to.
And I think it's finding
help.
The right people too, because I think there have been some examples of what you just said that rebranding is the right thing. I go to HBO Max, which is now HBO Max again. It has changed its name 6 times since 2023. It is rebranded all of those times. At no point in the whole time has it ever actually done the marketing to capture people and go back to what it's doing. But then you go to, I don't know if you've heard it, I'm sure many people have, the soda Olipop, which you can see at the store. When you look at that brand, it is very clean. It is branded towards, a healthier drink. You can see all of that just by looking at it. That is after they rebranded from their old style, which was a lot more, I would say, it's on the verge of like kind of poppy in your face. It was just not as cohesive. When they went back and they changed that brand, they looked at their culture and they looked at their clients and went, who are we really trying to speak to? So a rebrand might be helpful if you are not currently speaking to who you want to be speaking to, or you're not just being clear enough. If your brand is there, like it's not going to be a fully change and you're all of a sudden like, oh, done.
Yeah, you have to then market it to match that new brand.
And I mean, I think some of the most classic brands are the ones that have always understood that, like they speak to who they are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can change your logo then, as long as you speak to who you are and who your ideal client is.
Right. And sometimes that changes, and that's fine. Yeah. I mean, I see most businesses, honestly, when they come out, within the first 5 years, either they've just hit wild success, or within the first 5 years, they go through a rebrand because they've then found who their clients are.
Oh, yeah,
and they're then able to say, great, this is who we actually are.
Yeah. I mean, not a million years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I photographed mostly kids and babies. Mm-hmm. And I just don't do that anymore. So that was sort of a rebrand for me. But what I really did was change my marketing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And both can work. I think that's one of the hardest parts I feel like I think about with a photography brand, because when you go back to some of the branding design stuff, every color has a theory behind it. It all means different things. And in my brain, sometimes I'm like, as a photographer, do I, other than my personality, do I say any of those things, or is my job as a brand to say what my clients are trying to capture? Like that's one thing we could talk forever, I'm sure, because like I think about some of the color theory behind things, like the blue that is mostly in the tech world. If you're green, you're more often a healthy alternative, or your money. What's the color for photography when you may do XYZ or ABC or
LMNO? I am going to be changing my logo soon, so I'll be thinking about all that.
Great.
I do feel like it's time for a rebrand for me, so I am going to be doing that soon. But along those lines, when I see like gold and black, I think luxury. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be a more luxury brand, that would be what you would include. Right. So yeah, it all speaks to each other. But branding sets it. Marketing is how you then continue to get clients.
Mm-hmm. Marketing is really what you throw out there.
Yeah.